Good evening, my dear one. I'm Tara. Before we begin tonight's journey, take a moment to arrive. You've been carrying the day with you, the noise, the movement, the doing. Let it all begin to settle, like sand sinking slowly to the bottom of a clear stream. Wherever you are, your bedroom, your quiet corner, your sanctuary, let it hold you. Perhaps dim the lights, wrap yourself in warmth, and take a slow, easy breath in and out. As you listen tonight, I invite you to become part of something simple, an ancient rhythm of breath and awareness, of letting go and returning home to yourself. We will walk together through the teachings of the Buddha, not as a religion, not as philosophy, but as a gentle lantern lighting the path through your own inner landscape. If you'd like, you can share in the comments where you're listening from: a city, a mountain village, a tiny room by the sea. Because even though you are alone in your space, you are not alone in this moment. Thousands of hearts like yours are listening too, breathing together, healing together. Now take another deep breath in. Feel it fill your chest like a soft tide. And exhale, letting the day flow out of you. Every demand, every worry, every lingering thought. You don't need to fix or force anything. Just listen. The rest will unfold. For tonight, our journey is not about escaping anxiety. It's about transforming our relationship with it, meeting it with awareness rather than fear, curiosity rather than control. In the Buddhist time, seekers wandered forests and sat beneath trees, asking questions that still echo within us. Why do I suffer? What is peace? Can I ever truly be free? The answers they found are not hidden in temples or sacred texts. They are waiting quietly inside you, beneath the noise of the mind, beneath the rushing of the world. You may have felt it before, in those rare moments when you pause to watch rain fall, or notice your breath while standing in sunlight. That stillness that opens gently within, as if the world exhales. That stillness is what we are remembering tonight. So as you settle deeper, imagine your thoughts like small birds returning to their nests at dusk. They don't disappear, they simply rest. The air grows calm. The sky softens into twilight. The noise of the day recedes into silence. This is where the story begins, at the edge of stillness, in the quiet before sleep, when your body is ready to release its guard, and your mind is ready to listen differently. In a moment, we will begin with the ancient understanding that changed everything. The realization that peace does not come from controlling life, but from seeing it clearly. The Buddha called this right view, a way of perceiving that dissolves confusion and reveals truth, like mist lifting from a mountain valley. But for now, just breathe. Let each inhale draw you closer to yourself, and each exhale carry away everything that is no longer needed. Feel your heartbeat slow. Feel the muscles around your eyes soften. Feel your body remembering what safety feels like. There's nothing to achieve here. You don't need to meditate correctly or try to quiet your thoughts. This is not a test of will. It's a homecoming, a remembering of what has always been true, that you are safe to rest in this moment. When we slow down enough to truly listen, the world begins to speak differently. The hum of your breath becomes a prayer. The rise and fall of your chest becomes a wave. Even the silence between words holds meaning. So tonight, let the teachings come to you like gentle rain. Don't strain to understand them. Let them wash over you. Their wisdom is older than your questions, and their purpose is not to give answers, but to awaken clarity. You've come far enough for today. You've done enough. Now, your only task is to be, to breathe, to rest, to receive. As we begin this journey together, may you feel the quiet assurance that peace is not a distant goal, but a memory already written within your being, waiting to be remembered. Now, slowly close your eyes, and as your breath settles into a natural rhythm, repeat quietly in your mind, "This moment is enough. I am safe to rest. I am safe to let go." We are beginning our walk into stillness, into awareness, into the heart of Buddhist wisdom. And in this gentle space, where night meets the breath, the story of your calm begins to unfold. Anxiety has many faces. Sometimes it arrives as a trembling in your chest, a thought you can't quiet, a restless urge to fix what isn't broken. Sometimes it's quieter, a subtle hum beneath your day, like a forgotten song playing faintly in another room. But beneath all its forms, anxiety is not your enemy. It's a messenger. Buddhism teaches that our suffering does not come from what happens to us, but from how we meet what happens. When we resist the rain, we get wet twice, once from the storm, and again from our struggle against it. Anxiety, too, is a kind of inner weather. You cannot stop it from forming, but you can learn to stand in the rain without drowning. Take a deep breath in. Let it move slowly through you. And as you exhale, imagine that every out-breath is the ocean's edge, soft, returning, endless. The Buddha never promised that fear would vanish. He never said we would live untouched by uncertainty. What he revealed was far more compassionate. That peace does not come from erasing discomfort, but from transforming our relationship with it. This is freedom, not the absence of pain, but the gentle understanding that pain, too, can be a teacher. You may feel waves of anxiety even now as you listen. Notice how your body responds, a tightening in the stomach, a flutter near the heart. Don't push it away. Just breathe into it, as if you are holding a small child who's frightened, whispering, "It's okay. I'm here." This is the essence of Buddhist practice, to meet what arises with tenderness, not control. The more you try to push away anxiety, the tighter it clings. But when you offer it space to exist, when you let it be seen, it begins to loosen, like mist touched by morning light. Imagine anxiety as a wave in the ocean. When you fight it, it drags you under. When you ride it with awareness, it carries you forward. The wave doesn't disappear. but you learn its rhythm: rise, crest, fall, release. This is what it means to see differently. You realize anxiety was never an enemy, only a misunderstood visitor, one that keeps knocking until you finally open the door. Inside its trembling message lies the invitation to return home to yourself. Close your eyes now and let your awareness rest on your breath. Inhale and feel the breath enter like a soft tide. Exhale and feel your body release what it doesn't need. Each breath is a teacher, showing you impermanence in motion. Everything arises and everything passes. When the Buddha first taught about suffering, he said, "All conditioned things are of a nature to change. Nothing stays forever, not joy, not sorrow, not fear. The wave always returns to the sea. Even now, as you sit or lie in stillness, your thoughts move like currents, but beneath them, there is a vastness, steady, silent, aware. That's your true nature. Let's try something gentle together. Bring your attention to your heart and whisper inwardly, 'I am not my fear.' Then place your awareness on your breath and whisper, 'I am not my thoughts.' And finally, let your awareness rest on the space behind your thoughts, the quiet watcher, and whisper, 'I am the sky, not the storm.' Feel what shifts inside you when you say that. A small spaciousness opens, a pause between what you feel and who you are. That pause, that moment of awareness, is the beginning of liberation. Buddhism calls this right view, the ability to see without distortion. When you realize that anxiety is not proof of weakness, but evidence of sensitivity, the whole story changes. Anxiety shows you how deeply you feel, how much you care, how alive your nervous system is to life's uncertainty. And from this awareness, compassion begins for yourself, for others, for the shared human experience of trying to stay afloat in an unpredictable world. So the question isn't how to eliminate anxiety, but how to dance with it, how to breathe while the wave moves through you, how to feel fear and still choose gentleness. If your mind wanders, let it. Minds wander, that's what they do. Each time you notice, return softly to your breath. No judgment, no scolding, just the whisper of return. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes not from striving for calm, but from understanding the nature of disturbance." When you truly see what anxiety is, movement, energy, impermanent weather, it begins to lose its shape. It no longer defines you. So tonight, as you rest, imagine sitting on a quiet shore at dusk. The waves of thought roll in, one after another. You watch them rise, shimmer, and dissolve back into the sea. Each wave is a feeling, each one passes, and you, the observer, remain still, vast, and clear as the horizon. Let this be your meditation tonight, to sit by the ocean of your own being, to watch without fear, to breathe without effort, and to remember that peace is not the absence of motion, but the quiet awareness beneath it all. You are learning not to silence the waves, but to surf them gracefully. And in that balance, anxiety loses its power. Now rest your breath. Feel the rise and fall. The story continues, and so does your calm. Long before the word anxiety existed, before cities and clocks, before our hurried lives, there was a young prince named Siddhartha. He lived in a palace where everything was golden, scented, and serene. His father, the king, loved him deeply, but feared one thing, that his son might see the world's pain and choose a path beyond the throne. So the king ordered the walls to be built high and the gates kept closed. Inside, there would be only music, beauty, and endless comfort. And for many years, that illusion held. Siddhartha grew among dancers and gardens, believing life was always fragrant, always kind. But one evening, curiosity became stronger than fear. He asked his charioteer to take him beyond the palace walls. That night, the world cracked open. First, he saw a sick man, his body frail, his breath uneven. "What is wrong with him?" the prince asked. The charioteer answered softly, "He is ill, my lord." All beings fall ill. Siddhartha's eyes widened. All beings. The charioteer nodded. The next day, they rode again. This time they saw an old man bent, trembling, each step a struggle. "What happened to him?" "He is old, my lord. Time changes everybody." On the third journey, they passed a silent crowd gathered around a still form, a body covered in cloth. "And this one," Siddhartha whispered, "he is dead, my lord. Every life ends." The world he had known, the endless springtime of the palace, shattered in that moment. Siddhartha turned inward, shaken by questions no comfort could answer. If illness, age, and death are certain, what is the meaning of pleasure? Why do we chase what cannot last? Why do we fear what must come? On the fourth journey, he saw something different, a wandering monk, barefoot, calm, eyes radiant with peace. Amid the noise of suffering, this man seemed untouched, like a still lake beneath storm clouds. Siddhartha felt something stir within him, a quiet calling. Perhaps peace is not found in escaping suffering, but in understanding it. That realization became the seed of awakening. He left the palace that very night, left his silk clothes, his crown, his comforts. The moon watched him walk barefoot into the forest. He wasn't running away. He was walking toward truth. Buddhism calls this moment the beginning of the Four Noble Truths. But let's not think of them as doctrine. Think of them as a story about seeing life clearly, the way the prince learned to see beyond his walls. The first truth is simple and compassionate. Dukkha exists. Suffering, dissatisfaction, anxiety, restlessness. They are woven into the fabric of life itself. We feel pain not because we are broken, but because we are alive. You are not failing when you feel anxious. You are awakening to the texture of being human. The second truth, dukkha has a cause. It arises from tanha, craving, clinging, the constant wish for life to be other than it is. When we whisper, "I'll be happy when," we create a tension with the present moment. That tension hardens into anxiety. It is the mind arguing with reality over and over. The third truth brings relief. Suffering can end, not by perfecting your life, but by releasing your resistance to it. When you stop fighting the waves, you float. When you stop grasping for control, space appears. The water that once drowned you now holds you up. And the fourth truth, there is a path, not a single miracle or a one-time cure, but a living way. Steps of mindfulness, compassion, wisdom, and right action that gradually free the heart. Tonight, you don't need to remember their Sanskrit names or memorize their order. Just remember this: you can live without being at war with your own experience. That is what Siddhartha discovered under the Bodhi tree when he finally sat still, not as a prince or seeker, but as a human being watching the rise and fall of his own breath. Imagine him there now, beneath the fig tree, the night air heavy and still, his mind restless but resolute. He no longer fought his hunger, his memories, or his fears. He simply watched them as one watches clouds drift across the moon. And slowly, something extraordinary happened. The clouds thinned. The moon of awareness shone clear. That's all awakening truly means. Not becoming someone new, but seeing without distortion. Siddhartha became the Buddha, the awakened one, not because the world stopped being painful, but because he stopped believing that pain was punishment. He learned that every discomfort could be met with compassion. Every loss could teach impermanence, and every moment, no matter how small, could open the door to understanding. Now, bring your attention to your own breath. As you inhale, whisper inwardly, pain exists. As you exhale, whisper, but peace is possible. Again, inhale, suffering arises. Exhale, and it can end. Let your body soften with each cycle. Feel the breath moving through you as it moved through him 2,500 years ago beneath that same sky. The practice has not changed. Only the setting has. So if anxiety visits you tonight, don't fight it. Offer it a seat beside you. Say to it gently, "You belong. I see you. You may rest here without ruling me, because the wave cannot drown the ocean that holds it." The Buddha found peace not by escaping life's storms, but by remembering that he was never separate from them. And neither are you. The story continues, from the prince's awakening to our own slow remembering. There is a quiet sickness spreading through modern life, invisible, unmeasured, yet deeply felt. It does not make the body feverish, yet it burns through our minds. It is not caught through contact, yet it passes from one hurried soul to another. The Buddha might have called it a form of restless craving, but today we know it as the disease of hurry. You wake each morning, and before your first breath fully deepens, the race begins. The alarm pierces the silence. The phone screen lights up. The list in your mind starts scrolling. You move quickly, but inside, you are already behind. Every action feels urgent. Eat quickly, answer immediately, finish faster. And by the time the sun rises, your heart has already run a marathon no one asked you to run. Pause. Breathe. This is the world's unspoken training to equate speed with worth. From childhood, you are praised for finishing first, for staying busy, for doing more. And so, slowly, without noticing, you begin to treat stillness as something shameful. You rush through conversations, meals, and even emotions. You rush through your own life. But the Buddha once said, the trouble is, you think you have time. At first, it sounds strange. We hurry because we believe we don't have time. Yet look deeper. We rush because we believe time will come later, that there will be a someday when we can rest, breathe, and be present. We trade the only real moment, this one, for an imagined future that never arrives. Let's slow together. Take one breath and truly feel it, the cool air entering, the warmth leaving. That single breath is life in its purest form, complete, sufficient, whole. The disease of hurry isn't just in your schedule, it's in your nervous system. Your body cannot tell the difference between running from danger and running through your day. Each rushed thought releases the same ancient signal, danger. Move faster, survive. Cortisol floods, muscles tighten, digestion halts. You are not in danger, yet your body believes you are. And so anxiety takes root. Not because life is unsafe, but because your body has forgotten what safety feels like. Buddhism offers a medicine that sounds almost too simple to heal: slowness. Slowness is not laziness, it is rebellion. It is the quiet act of reclaiming your mind from a world that profits from your exhaustion. There's a story told of a Zen monk in Tokyo who lived beside one of the busiest train stations in the world. Thousands of people rushing, trains screeching, announcements echoing through the air. When a visitor asked how he could meditate in such chaos, the monk smiled and said, "I do not try to find peace despite the chaos. I walk slowly." And so he did. Through the rushing crowd, he walked in deliberate stillness, one step, one breath. His calm presence seemed to part the noise around him like a stone parting water. He didn't resist the world's movement. He simply refused to join its frenzy. This is the art of inner stillness, samatha, the calming of the mind. You don't need silence to find peace. You need presence. Peace is not found in the absence of movement, but in your refusal to be swept away by it. Try it now. Feel the air move in through your nose. Pause for a heartbeat and exhale as slowly as you can, as if time itself were expanding with your breath. In that moment, you have stepped out of the world's current. You have remembered that speed is a choice. Our culture glorifies the fast food, fast results, fast success. But the Dharma whispers otherwise. What is fast burns quickly. What is slow endures. Slowness allows you to see the details that speed erases: the texture of sunlight on your hands, the rhythm of footsteps on a quiet path, the way your breath meets the evening air. These are not luxuries, they are life itself. When you slow down, your nervous system exhales, your shoulders drop, your mind widens. The restless hum within you fades, replaced by a sense of returning, not to a new place, but to the present. Let us pause here. Breathe in deeply through the nose. Feel the expansion in your chest. And as you breathe out through your mouth, imagine exhaling centuries of conditioning, the need to rush, to achieve, to earn your worth. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time for this breath. The Buddha taught that the middle way is not about balance between indulgence and denial. It's the balance between doing and being. When you slow down, you walk that path. Remember the monk in Tokyo, surrounded by thousands, yet centered. You can carry his lesson into every ordinary moment, walking from room to room, washing dishes, folding clothes. Each act can become a meditation if done with full attention. So as you lie here tonight, notice how your body feels when you are no longer rushing to the next thing. The nervous pulse of the day begins to dissolve. Your breath returns to its own rhythm. This is how healing begins, not by adding more effort, but by removing the urgency that obscures your peace. And as you rest, remember, slowness is not the opposite of progress. It is the rhythm of wisdom. Let's take one last breath together. Inhale, I am here. Exhale, this moment is enough. The disease of hurry cannot survive in presence, for presence moves at the speed of the heart. The present moment, such a simple phrase, yet one of the hardest places to truly live. Our bodies exist here, in this room, under this sky, but our minds, they are travelers. They drift backward into memory, forward into imagination, sideways into worry. And in this constant wandering, we forget to taste life as it happens. The Buddha taught that mindfulness, sati, is not concentration. It is remembering. Remembering to come home to the moment that is already happening. Because this moment is the only one that ever truly exists. There is a story told by the gentle teacher Thich Nhat Hanh about something as ordinary as eating an orange. He said, "When you eat an orange, eat only the orange. Not your plans, not your phone, not your worries, just the orange." He would sit before his students with a single orange in his hands. Before peeling it, he would simply look at it, really look. He would feel the weight of it, the texture of its skin, the tiny dimples where sunlight once touched. He would lift it to his nose, breathe in the sharp sweetness of its scent, and smile. And then, with unhurried care, he would begin to peel. Each strip of skin released a spray of oil that sparkled in the air. He would notice the sound, that soft tearing, and the feel of the fruit warming in his palm. When the last piece of rind fell away, he would separate a segment, raise it to his lips, and bite gently. The juice burst open, bright, alive. He would chew slowly, tasting everything, the sweetness, the slight bitterness, the miracle of fruit and sunlight and rain that had somehow become this one mouthful. It would take him 15 minutes to eat that single orange. To his students, it first seemed strange, almost excessive. But then, as they watched, something began to shift. In his stillness, they saw what they had forgotten. The world is sacred when we are truly here for it. When you eat while thinking about your bills, you are not eating an orange. You are eating your worry. When you scroll through your phone while sipping tea, you are not tasting tea. You are consuming distraction. Presence is not what happens when the world is quiet. Presence is what happens when you are. Let's practice this now, softly. Bring your attention to your breath, as if it were the sweetest fruit. Feel the cool air entering your nostrils. That's the fragrance. Feel it fill your lungs. That's the taste. And as you exhale, feel the release. That's the nourishment. You have just tasted the breath of life itself. This is mindfulness, not something mystical or distant, but the art of inhabiting what already is. No need to empty your mind. Just notice where it is. When it drifts to tomorrow's plans or yesterday's regret, gently guide it back, like a child returning home at dusk. Each time you return, you strengthen the muscle of awareness, the ability to choose presence over habit, seeing over reacting, peace over noise. And here is something quietly profound. Anxiety cannot live in the present. It lives in the realm of what if, in futures imagined, but not yet real. Or it hides in the echo of if only, in pasts that cannot be changed. When you are fully in this breath, this sound, this heartbeat, anxiety has no home. Pause for a moment. Feel the air around you, the weight of the blanket, the softness beneath you, the rhythm of your inhale and exhale. Notice how your body responds when you allow yourself to be here. This is safety, not the absence of danger, but the presence of awareness. The Buddha once said, "There is only one moment for you to be alive, and that is the present moment." This moment is where peace is hiding in plain sight. So when you wake tomorrow, before reaching for your phone, try this. Take one conscious breath. Feel the morning air enter your lungs. Listen to the faint sounds of the world awakening. Taste that first sip of water or tea as though it were the first in your life. This is how eternity enters time, not through more moments, but through deeper ones. You don't need long retreats or mountain silence to practice mindfulness. You can live like the monk with the orange, even in the middle of your day. You can walk slowly through noise. You can breathe fully in chaos. You can listen completely, even in conversation. Try this now. Whisper inwardly, "I am here." Take a breath. "I am listening." Another breath. "This moment is enough." That is the whole teaching. To remember that you are alive while being alive. When you drift again, as you will, don't scold yourself. Minds wander. That's their nature. The practice is not perfection, it's return. Each return is a small enlightenment. So tonight, as you rest, imagine imagine the monk's orange resting in your hands. Feel its quiet weight, the sweetness of being. Let your breath peel away the layers of thought until what remains is pure awareness, bright, nourishing, whole. And as you drift towards sleep, remember, you don't need to chase peace. You only need to taste this moment. It's already here, waiting like an unpeeled orange, bright, fragrant, and alive beneath your fingertips. There is a quiet power hidden in small pauses, the kind that lasts only a breath, yet can change the entire direction of a day. Buddhist teachers call it appamada, mindful vigilance, the sacred moment between impulse and awareness, between reaction and response. It is the space where anxiety loosens its grip and peace finds room to enter. In our fast, tangled world, we are taught to keep moving. We rush to answer, to decide, to fix, to prove. But what if the most healing act isn't doing more, but stopping, even for a heartbeat, and remembering that nothing needs to be forced right now? Pause, breathe, let that word echo gently through your chest. Pause. There's a story of a woman named Sarah. For years, she lived as so many of us do, measuring her worth by her productivity. She managed deadlines, answered messages past midnight, ate meals over her keyboard. Her life was full, yet she felt hollow. Anxiety was her constant companion, invisible, but always near. One night, after another long day, she sat in her car in the dim light of a parking garage. Her hands rested on the steering wheel, but she didn't move. The radio was silent, the engine off, and for the first time in years, she didn't reach for her phone, didn't think about the next task. She simply stopped, and in that stillness, she realized something almost frightening. She couldn't remember the drive to work that morning, the taste of her lunch, or the last genuine conversation she'd had that day. She was alive, yet absent from her own life. She had become a ghost of motion, existing everywhere but here. A tear slipped down her cheek, followed by another. It wasn't sadness alone, it was recognition. Her body had been whispering for years, "Slow down, come back." And that night, she finally listened. From that moment, Sarah made a promise to herself. 1 minute of pause every morning and every evening. No phone, no plan, no purpose, but to breathe and notice. At first, it felt impossible. Her mind screamed, "You're wasting time." But gradually, those 60 seconds began to stretch. They became sacred, a bridge between the doing and the being. Within 2 weeks, she noticed that her breath came easier. Her shoulders softened sooner. The anxiety that once lived in her chest began to dissolve, not because her life had changed, but because she was finally meeting it with presence. That's the power of a sacred pause. It's not about escaping life, it's about re-entering it. Try this now. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold it softly for 1 count, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel the subtle stillness that lingers after the exhale, that quiet space before the next breath begins. That pause is your refuge. It doesn't need to be long. Before a meeting, before a reply, before a reaction, one conscious breath. It is enough. The Buddha spoke of the gap between two thoughts. That space is enlightenment itself. In that instant, when the mind is not grasping the past nor chasing the future, awareness shines clear like a moon reflected in still water. Pausing doesn't mean withdrawing from life. It means returning to it fully awake. When you stop, you begin to see what was hidden by motion. The pattern of light on your wall, the sound of your own breath, the pulse beneath your skin. Each pause becomes a doorway to the present. Let's practice a small ritual of sacred pause together. Close your eyes if you wish. Take a slow breath in. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Feel your jaw unclench. As you exhale, imagine the day melting from your muscles. Now ask yourself silently, what is here right now? Don't answer with words. Feel the question land like a pebble in still water. Notice the ripples of sensation, the subtle movements within you. There is no need to label, fix, or analyze. Awareness itself is the medicine. The world tells you peace is found in completion, in finishing tasks, solving problems, reaching goals. But the Dharma whispers otherwise. Peace is found in the pause between things, between one breath and the next, between one thought and another, between one heartbeat and its echo. Anxiety feeds on momentum. It thrives in constant motion. When you pause, even briefly, you break its rhythm. You remind your body that stillness is safe. This is how you begin reclaiming your nervous system, not through control, but through gentle interruptions of presence. So tomorrow, before you open your eyes, take 3 breaths before rising. Before you answer a message, breathe once more. Before sleep, pause again. These moments are small, but they are sacred. In the Dhammapada, it is said, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. The same is true of moments. Better than 1,000 hurried ones is a single moment of genuine presence. Let the pause become your practice, the soft bell reminding you to return home to yourself again and again. Now breathe once more. Inhale, I am here. Exhale, I am home. And as you rest, know this: peace does not come at the end of the day. It arrives in every pause when you choose to notice you're alive. There is a voice that never stops speaking inside you. It narrates, compares, worries, judges, plans, and fears. It argues when you want silence. It invents problems when you seek peace. And yet, for most of your life, you've believed that voice was you. But the Buddha taught a radical, liberating truth. The mind is not your master. It's a servant that has forgotten its place. Right now, as you listen, your mind might still be whispering, am I doing this right? When will this end? What does this mean? That voice is a habit. It fills the silence because it fears it. But beneath that noise, there is something vast, still, and aware, the one who hears the voice. That awareness is your true nature. That is who you are. The Buddha once compared the untrained mind to a drunken monkey, wild, restless, leaping from branch to branch, chattering endlessly. But if you watch it patiently, without trying to cage or silence it, the monkey begins to calm. The stillness doesn't come from fighting the monkey. It comes from no longer feeding it with attention. Let me tell you a story, old as the Dharma itself. Two monks were traveling together, an elder and a younger. As they approached a river, they found a young woman standing at the edge, afraid to cross. The river was swift, and her silk robes would have been ruined. Without hesitation, the elder monk lifted her in his arms, carried her safely across, set her down gently, and continued walking. The younger monk said nothing, but his mind was a storm. Their order forbade contact with women. How could his teacher break such a vow? Hour after hour, he walked in silence, replaying the moment, growing more agitated. Finally, unable to bear it, he burst out, "Master, how could you carry that woman? You know we are not supposed to touch them." The elder monk turned to him, smiled softly, and said, "I set her down hours ago, my friend. Why are you still carrying her?" The younger monk froze. The lesson landed like a stone in his heart. And so it is with you. Your mind keeps carrying what the moment has long since released. It replays conversations that ended years ago. It reopens wounds that have already healed. It creates entire worlds out of worry, shame, and what-ifs. The mind loves to hold on because holding on gives it a sense of control. But that control is an illusion. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are clouds passing through the sky of your awareness. They have shapes and moods, stormy, soft, fast, slow. But none of them are the sky itself. Now let's feel this truth, not just think it. Close your eyes and imagine a wide, open sky, endless and blue. Now picture a single cloud drifting across it. Watch how it moves, changes, dissolves. That cloud is a thought. It arises, takes form, passes away. And yet, through it all, the sky remains vast, untouched, eternal. You are the sky. Your thoughts are the weather. When you realize this, anxiety begins to lose its power because you stop identifying with every storm. You stop believing that every cloud defines your day. There is freedom in this, not the freedom of having no thoughts, but the freedom of knowing you don't have to believe every one of them. A Buddhist meditation practice called vipassana, clear seeing, teaches us to observe the mind rather than obey it. When a thought arises, simply name it gently. Worrying, planning, remembering, judging. You're not condemning it or pushing it away. You're simply recognizing it as a passing event. Try it now. Notice the next thought that appears. Whatever it is, a word, an image, a question, just name it softly. Thinking, then let it go. like a feather drifting down a stream. Each time you do this, you create space between you and your thoughts. And in that space, something miraculous happens. Peace enters. You begin to see that thoughts are not commands. They are not truths. They are just mental weather patterns, some sunny, some stormy, none permanent. In this space, between the rise and fall of thought, the mind's noise begins to quiet itself. The silence that remains is not emptiness, it's aliveness. When you live identified with the mind, anxiety thrives, because the mind is always in time, past or future. But the awareness that watches the mind exists outside of time. It lives only here, now, in the eternal present. And in the present, fear cannot breathe. Let's sit together in that awareness. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Feel the thoughts rise and fall like waves. Don't fight them. Don't follow them. Just float above them. Now, whisper softly to yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness that sees them. Each time you remember this, you awaken a little more. Each moment of remembering is a step toward freedom. So tonight, as you rest, you may still hear the voice of the mind. That's okay. Let it speak. Let it hum its endless stories. You don't have to silence it. You only need to know it is not the one who lives your life. You are the still watcher behind it all, calm, infinite, and free. Even now, as thoughts drift and fade, that stillness remains vast as the sky, ancient as the stars. And as you breathe into that space, perhaps you'll feel it. The monkey is no longer wild. It's sitting quietly beside you, breathing too. You've remembered who the master truly is. And in that remembering, the mind bows finally to the peace that was always waiting behind its noise. The Buddha once spoke of a truth so simple, yet so transformative, that it can dissolve years of hidden suffering. He said, when struck by an arrow, the unwise person is wounded twice. The first arrow is life itself. The pain, loss, change, and discomfort that come with being human. The second arrow is everything the mind adds afterward. Why me? This shouldn't have happened. I can't handle this. The first arrow is pain. The second arrow is resistance. The Buddha called this teaching the parable of the two arrows, and it reveals the quiet difference between pain and suffering. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Close your eyes for a moment and let that truth echo softly within you. Pain is part of life's design, woven into growth, into love, into impermanence itself. But the suffering you feel afterward, that spiral of thoughts and tension, is the echo of your own resistance. And when you see this clearly, you realize that peace is not the absence of pain. It is the absence of the second arrow. Let's imagine a simple scene together. You're lying in bed at night. The room is dark, the world quiet. Suddenly, your heart begins to race. That's the first arrow, a physical sensation. It may come from caffeine, from emotion, from nothing at all. But almost instantly, the mind fires the second arrow. What's wrong with me? Am I sick? Am I safe? What if this gets worse? The body's small tremor becomes a storm, not because of the sensation itself, but because of the story that follows it. And so, we suffer not only because of what happens, but because of how tightly we cling to what happens. The practice, then, is not to avoid the first arrow, but to drop the second, to meet the first with compassion, not with fear, not with anger, not with judgment. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, whisper softly, "I can feel this and still be free." Notice how even a simple breath can hold both sensations, the ache and the acceptance, side by side. That is the heart of Buddhist wisdom. Nothing needs to be pushed away. There's another story that echoes this truth. A monk once asked his teacher, "Master, how can I stop suffering?" The teacher said, "My dear, stop shooting the second arrow." The monk frowned, confused. "But I can't control the pain that life gives me." The master smiled. "Then stop controlling. Bow to what is. Pain pierces only the surface. Resistance pierces the soul. This doesn't mean you must endure life passively or accept harm blindly. It means that healing begins when you stop waging war against reality. When you stop fighting the rain, you begin to hear its music. Now feel into your own body. Notice the subtle discomforts, maybe a heaviness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, a lingering worry. That's the first arrow. Now notice the thought that rises with it. "I shouldn't feel this way. Something's wrong with me." That's the second. See if you can breathe between the two. Let the thought pass like a cloud, leaving only the raw sensation, the pulsing aliveness of your body. Feel it without story, without meaning, without blame. That sensation is just energy moving through. The Buddha taught that when you meet pain with awareness, it transforms. It becomes compassion, because the moment you stop fighting your own experience, you begin to understand everyone else's. Your heart grows wider. In this understanding, even anxiety becomes sacred. It no longer needs to be conquered. It only needs to be held. When fear arises, instead of resisting it, try whispering, "Hello, old friend, I see you. You may stay for a while, but you do not control me." This gentle acknowledgement is the space between arrows, where pain loses its sting. Let's rest here for a while. Inhale through your nose, slowly. Hold it for 2 heartbeats, and exhale longer than before, letting your body soften completely. Now imagine that first arrow, the pain falling away, and the second, the story dissolving into light. Feel the relief that comes when you no longer need to fix anything. Feel the quiet that appears when you no longer add thought to every feeling. The truth is, peace was never lost. It was simply hidden beneath the noise of reaction. When you stop shooting second arrows, that peace reemerges naturally, like water clearing when the mud settles. The Buddha said, "If you let go of what is not yours, peace will follow like a shadow. The second arrow was never yours. It was only borrowed from fear. As you drift toward sleep, let this become your mantra. I feel, but I do not fight. I bend, but I do not break. I hurt, but I am whole. Each time you breathe into discomfort without resistance, you heal not only yourself, but the generations of habit that taught you to resist life. This is how awakening begins, not through denial of pain, but through intimacy with it. Not by numbing what you feel, but by finally feeling without fear. So tonight, if sadness, restlessness, or uncertainty appear, welcome them with the soft grace of understanding. They are only the first arrows, passing sensations in a body that knows how to heal. And you, now aware, have laid down the second. Rest in that peace. Let your body unclench, your breath slow, your mind grow quiet. Because this gentle surrender is what it means to live without being pierced twice. Close your eyes now and imagine a vast sky stretching endlessly above you. Not the sky you see during the day, heavy with clouds or pierced with light, but the boundless sky that has always been there, behind every storm, behind every sunrise, unchanging, eternal. That sky is your true self, and the storms, those moments of fear, grief, or anxiety, are only passing weather. So often we mistake the weather for the world. We think, I am the storm, I am the thunder, I am the rain. But the truth is softer, kinder, deeper. You are the sky that holds it all. Once there was a woman named Maria. For most of her life, she believed she was her anxiety. It lived inside her like a constant hum, sometimes quiet, sometimes deafening, but always there. She tried everything to silence it: therapy, meditation, affirmations, distraction. And for a while, they worked. But always, the hum returned. Until one evening, sitting alone in a quiet meditation hall, something changed. She noticed the familiar panic rise, a tightening in her chest, a trembling behind her ribs. But instead of running from it, she simply watched. And in that moment, a simple but astonishing realization came. If I can see my anxiety, I cannot be my anxiety. It was as if the sky had suddenly remembered itself beyond the storm. For the first time, she saw clearly. The feelings were still there, yes, but something vaster was holding them. That something was awareness. That something was her. In that instant, the power of the storm lessened. The waves still rose, but they no longer drowned her. She was watching from the shore, not tumbling beneath the water. The same mind, the same fears, but a new relationship to them. This is the heart of Buddhist insight. Awareness is never touched by what it observes, just as the sky is never stained by the clouds that pass through it. Your awareness is never harmed by the thoughts that visit. The clouds change, they darken, they dissolve, they return, but the sky remains unbroken. Feel this now within yourself. Bring your attention inward, behind the noise of the mind. Listen for the silence that is already here. It's not something you create. It's something you uncover. Something that has always been present beneath the waves of thought. Inhale slowly, feeling your chest rise. Exhale gently, letting everything loosen. With each breath, the clouds thin, the sky opens wider. Say softly to yourself, I am the sky. My thoughts are the clouds. They come, they go, and I remain. If a thought appears, I'm not doing this right. I can't calm down. This won't work. Smile inwardly. That's just another cloud. Let it drift. It doesn't need to be erased. It only needs to be seen. The Buddha once said, nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts, unguarded. But he also showed that when thoughts are seen clearly, not believed, not resisted, they lose their power. The seeing itself is the healing. In the practice of vipassana, this seeing becomes a way of living. You watch thoughts rise like bubbles in water and disappear just as easily. You learn to rest as the witness, not the warrior. Imagine now that you are sitting beneath a great Bodhi tree, the same tree under which the Buddha awakened. The wind moves gently through the leaves. Your mind, too, moves, thoughts flicker, feelings stir, but you do not chase them. You sit as still as the trunk, grounded, steady, aware. Even when thunder rumbles in the distance, you do not fear it, because you know the storm will pass. It always has. It always will. This is the secret the Buddha discovered beneath that tree. Suffering doesn't end when the storms stop. It ends when you stop identifying with the storm. You are the watcher, not the whirlwind. The sky, not the thunder. The silence that holds the sound. Now let us rest in this truth. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Hold it gently for a heartbeat, and exhale through your mouth, releasing all tension. Feel yourself expanding not outward, but inward, into vast, endless awareness. There is nothing to fix, nothing to chase, nothing to become. Everything that comes into awareness will also leave it. Every cloud dissolves. Every wave returns to the sea. This awareness is not cold detachment. It is radiant compassion. Because when you know you are the sky, you stop fearing the storms in yourself and in others. You begin to see that everyone's clouds are temporary too. That beneath every person's weather lies the same vast sky, the same still heart. When you rest in that understanding, kindness becomes effortless. You stop judging the storms in others because you've learned to hold your own. So tonight, as you drift toward sleep, let this be your prayer. May I remember I am the sky. May I allow all clouds to pass. May I meet every storm with peace. Breathe once more in and out. The night around you is wide and quiet. The stars are simply thoughts, twinkling in an infinite mind. You are not beneath them. You are part of them. The storms may come again. They always do. But tonight, you know something deeper. The storm is not the whole sky. And when you wake tomorrow, you will rise not as the clouds, but as the clear, boundless, unbroken blue. the awareness that remains after the storm has passed. The body remembers everything, every joy, every wound, every moment we said, "I'm fine," when we were. It stores what the mind forgets: the held breath, the tight jaw, the weight in the chest. When the mind moves on, the body keeps listening. But the Buddha taught that liberation is not found by escaping the body. It's found by returning to it, to the breath, to the pulse, to the gentle wisdom that never needed words. There was once a woman named Sarah, a seeker like you. For years, she chased peace through thought. She read, meditated, and analyzed every emotion, trying to think her way into freedom. But her mind was clever, always adding more questions, more theories, more noise. Until one evening, during a yoga class, the teacher said softly, "Let the body lead. The mind will follow." At first, she didn't understand. But as she lay in Savasana, the final rest, something shifted. The room was still. Her muscles ached gently. Her breath was slow and quiet. And then, unexpectedly, tears came not from sadness, but from release. Memories surfaced, old arguments, childhood fears, moments of loss. She realized her body had been waiting all this time, patiently holding what her mind could not bear to carry. That night, she learned a truth that even ancient scriptures echo. Healing is not found in thinking differently, but in feeling fully. The Buddha called this Kayagatasati, mindfulness of the body. It is the practice of returning awareness to the temple you live in. The body is not an obstacle to enlightenment. It is the doorway. Take a moment now to sense your own body, not as an idea, but as a living field of sensation. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, the weight of your limbs, the quiet rhythm pulsing in your fingertips. Each sensation is a messenger, not an enemy. Each one whispers, "You are here. You are alive." Notice where you hold tension. Maybe the shoulders, the throat, the stomach. Don't rush to fix it. Simply notice and breathe into that place as if you were offering it warmth. Say silently, "It's okay to relax now. You're safe." This is how the body heals, not through force, but through permission. The mind seeks control. The body seeks release. When you give it your attention, it begins to unwind centuries of holding. In Buddhist monasteries, practitioners often begin meditation with the body, not the mind. They sweep awareness slowly from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet, noticing every sensation without judgment. If there is pain, they meet it with compassion. If there is ease, they meet it with gratitude. This is called the body scan meditation, a sacred act of remembrance. Let's try a small part of it together. Bring your awareness to the crown of your head. Feel the stillness there. Now move slowly down across the forehead, behind the eyes, the cheeks. Let every muscle soften like evening light. Travel downward to your neck and shoulders. So much weight is carried here. Unseen burdens, unspoken words. With your next exhale, Imagine the breath melting this tension away. You don't need to drop it. You only need to let it dissolve. Now feel your arms, heavy, resting peaceful. Your hands open and relaxed. Move your awareness to your chest, the gentle expansion with every breath, the subtle beating of life beneath your ribs. There's no need to control the rhythm. Your heart knows its song. Continue downward, the stomach, the hips, the legs. Notice the weight of gravity holding you, anchoring you. The earth beneath you supports every part of you without condition. This is what the Buddha meant by returning to the ground. When you live disconnected from the body, the mind becomes a wandering ghost, restless, anxious, untethered. But when you return to your body, awareness and compassion meet. You come home. The body does not hold grudges. It waits for your attention like soil waiting for rain. When you offer it awareness, it releases. When you offer it kindness, it opens. Take one more deep breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you exhale, imagine all the old stories, all the second arrows, all the storms dissolving into the ground beneath you. You do not need to fight them. The earth knows how to turn pain into peace. In ancient texts, the Buddha is described as sitting in perfect ease, not because he had no pain, but because he no longer resisted it. He sat fully in his body, rooted like the Bodhi tree, breathing as the earth breathes, alive to everything, clinging to nothing. You too can rest like that. Even now, lying where you are, you can feel that same grounded peace, the same awareness that once awoke under a fig tree is breathing in you this very moment. So as you drift toward sleep, let your final thoughts be gentle ones, not of striving, but of surrender. You do not need to awaken the mind tonight. Only the heart, only the body. Whisper softly to yourself, I forgive this body for holding so much. I thank this body for carrying me this far. I return home to myself, here now in peace. The breath slows, the muscles soften, the awareness widens once more. You are no longer chasing calm, you are resting in it. The sky of your being is vast. The storms have passed. The arrows have fallen. The body, once burdened, now remembers its original state, not of tension, but of stillness. And in that stillness, you find what the Buddha found. Not escape, not perfection, but peace simple, deep, and enough. So sleep now, dear one. Let the body remember its rhythm. Let the breath guide you home. And as dreams approach softly like waves returning to shore, know this truth. You were never lost. You were always the calm beneath it all.